What's up, everybody? It is the final NASCAR race weekend of the year, and we are here in Phoenix, Arizona at the Phoenix Raceway. It is championship weekend for all three series, and we're ready to crown a champion right here in Phoenix. It seems like it was just yesterday when we were in Daytona ready for the year with speed weeks at the Daytona 500. And now we are here for championship weekend in Phoenix. Man, oh man, how much fun we've had this year with our streams and these preview vlogs. Man, oh man. Gonna miss it, but next year, guys, looking forward to it. All right, so the NASCAR playoffs have been amazing this year. There's been some highs, some lows, some upset wins, and some controversy, but it doesn't matter because it'll all be settled right here in Phoenix this weekend. So let's get into it. The NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series will run on Friday night tonight for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series Championship. And the four drivers it has come down to are Christian Eckes, who drives for McNally Hilgerman Racing. Eckes has 4 wins, 14 top fives, and 4 poles. CR7 Motorsports, Grant Ingfinger, that number 9, has 2 wins and 7 top fives this year. And then the Tricon Garage, Corey Heim, with 6 wins this year, 13 top fives, and 1 pole. Ty Majeski, Thor Sport Racing, that number 98, has 2 wins, 9 top fives, and 5 poles. Now, these 4 drivers have been at the top, it seems, of the point standings all year, or 1 through 4 most of the time. So it's going to be interesting to see who pulls this championship off, but all 4 drivers deserve it. Now, last year, Christian Eckes won this race. Can he win it again here in Phoenix? Should be something. Could he win the championship? But Grant Enfinger, with his domination here in these playoffs, shows that he may be ready for a championship. Now, the NASCAR Xfinity Series will run on Saturday afternoon for the NASCAR Xfinity Series Championship. And the 4 drivers that are in this championship race are RCR's Austin Hill with 4 wins, 11 top fives, 1 pole, and 6 stage wins. Colleague Racing's AJ Allmendinger, 1 win, 7 top five, and 2 stage wins. Now, Stuart Haas going out with a bang here. Cole Custer, or we call him Cole Custard this weekend, has 2 wins, 14 top fives, 3 poles, and 4 stage wins. And he is also the regular season points championship. Now, Junior Motorsports, Justin Allgaier, 2 wins, 9 top fives, 16 stage wins. Can he finally win a championship? We'll have to wait and see. Now, Sammy Smith won this race last year. Could he win this one again to make his season a little better, considering he is out of the playoffs? But we'll see what happens. Now, the NASCAR Cup Series will run on Sunday afternoon, the NASCAR Cup Series Championship. And the 4 drivers it has come down to is Penske Racing's Ryan Blaney, 3 wins, 11 top fives, 1 pole, and 4 stage wins. Joey Logano, 3 wins, 6 top fives, 3 poles, and 2 stage wins. 23-11 Tyler Reddick, 3 wins, 12 top fives, 3 poles, 6 stage wins, and the regular season points champion. And then Hendrick Motorsports, William Byron, 3 wins, 12 top fives, 1 pole, and 2 stage wins. All right, so now you know the final 4 championship drivers for all 3 series. All right, so not only is there a championship, drivers running for a championship, there are owners running for a championship as well. So let's take a look at the Craftsman Truck Series Owners Championship. CR7 Motorsports is in the lead. followed by the 19 and the 98 and the 11. Of course, it's all the four of the championship four. So CR7, McAnally Racing, Thor Sport Racing, and Tricon Garage are your leaders for the Owners Championship. In the NASCAR Xfinity Series, the Owners Championship, it's Joe Gibbs Racing, Richard Childress Racing in that 21, Colleague Racing in the 16, JR Motorsports in the number 7 are your top 4. And then the NASCAR Cup Series, your Owners Championships are Team Penske in that Ryan Blaney 12, Team Penske in the Joey Logano 22, 2311 in that 45 Tyler Reddick, and Hendrick Motorsports and that 24 William Byron car. And in the NASCAR Cup Series for the Manufacturers Championship, Chevrolet is in the lead by 40 points over Ford and then Toyota. And in Xfinity Series, Chevrolet is in the lead by 55 over Toyota and Ford. And then in the Craftsman Truck Series in the Manufacturing Championship, Chevrolet leads Toyota by 56 points and Ford in 85. So those are your Owners Championships and Manufacturer Championships. These are also important as well in racing. And we'll see who wins. But congratulations to whoever wins. But you're totally ready for these races this weekend. Now let's take a look at everybody else that's in this field. Let's take a look at their paint schemes for this weekend, especially a certain driver who's making his very last start in the NASCAR Cup Series. That's right. Martin Truex Jr., hats off to you, sir. We salute you. What a career. And can't wait to see you maybe back in the Daytona 500. We know we have a rumor that you're coming back. But make sure you check out Martin Truex Jr.'s paint job this weekend. And we'll talk about that here in just a little bit. So when we come back, I'll give you my favorite paint schemes of the week. We will have some recap of Martinsville. A lot of craziness happened there. We'll get into that. Plus some NASCAR news to tie into that. And my picks for the week and who is going to win these championships. For the last time, here are the paint schemes. And let's go. I hope you enjoy those paint schemes for the very last time this year. And I will pick back up next year, I guess, for the Busch Clash. They'll be held in North Carolina next year. So let's get into our favorite NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series paint schemes for this week. I really don't have any favorite ones. So we're just going to look at who's in the championship fours paint schemes. And it starts with Heim Time, Corey Heim, and that number 11 Satellite Toyota, and Christian Eckes, his arch nemesis, and the number 19 Napa Auto Care Chevrolet, Grant Infinger in that number 9 Champion Power Equipment Chevrolet, and Ty Majeski in that number 98 Road Ranger Ford. Now, here are my favorite paint schemes for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. The number 00 Andy's Frozen Custard. That's right, his name is Cole Custard, going for a championship this weekend. Now, Josh Williams, his paint schemes have been awesome all year, from the American flag on the side of his car. Just any good paint scheme this year has been awesome. But he's driving this week that number 11 Alloy Employers Services Chevrolet. Kyle Sieg, the number 39 Tap and Sons Ford. Another driver who's had an amazing paint schemes all year, Jeremy Commence. He has not disappointed. And this week he's in that number 51 Alliance Driveway Solutions Chevrolet. And Connor Zillage and that number 88 Jared 25 years of Chevrolet. I like that one too. All right, for the NASCAR Cup Series, my favorite paint schemes are Jimmy Johnson back in that number 84 Carvana Toyota. And as always, the 51 Corey LaJoy, the Mighty Firebreaker Ford with those yellow wheels. Gotta love them. Tyler Reddick driving for a championship. The hopes that Beast is unleashed in the 45 Beast Unleashed Toyota. And another thing for me all year, the Mobile One paint schemes this week on John Hunter Nemechek, a Mobile One Toyota. Now, Bubba Wallace, number 23, Columbia Sportswear Company Toyota. But all I see is Darth Vader on the side of the car with his lightsaber. Come to the dark side, Bubba Wallace. Did you like the sound effect? I did too. This is an interesting paint job for Christopher Bell, the number 20 Interstate Batteries DeWalt Toyota. It's like a mix mash of both of his cars. I like that one. And of course, Cal's Gralla in that 15 Meat and Bone Ford. Those yellow wheels, yellow wheel alert. And for the very last time this year, you know I had to do it. Traditions. Denny Hamlin in that number 11 FedEx Toyota. I know some of y'all are still out there smiling that he did make the championship for this year, and he's not running for a championship. So I'm going to leave it up just a little bit longer this week, and it is my last time putting it up on the screen for you guys. Don't it look just that FedEx Toyota? Don't it look good? Okay. Noah Gragson in that number 10 Nitro Circus Ford. He's going to need a lot of nitro if he wants to win this race this week. And the final paint scheme of the week, Martin Truex Jr. for the Cup Series, his very last race. Martin Truex Jr. in that 19 Bass Pro Shops Toyota, dating back to his very first paint scheme in that number 1 DEI. And that is it. Martin Truex Jr. We salute you, Martin Truex Jr. Great career, and we hope that you go out with a bang with a win in this paint scheme. Martin Truex Jr. that 19 looks good. All right, so let's do a quick Martinsville recap for the NASCAR for the weekend. NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series ran under the lights at the Martinsville on Friday night for the Buy Now Pay Later 200. Christian Eckes was on the pole. He won stage 1, he won stage 2, and on the final restart of the day, Taylor Gray on the outside, Christian Eckes on the inside. They race clean going into turn 1 and 2. Taylor Gray races him clean. They touch on the backstretch. and then he runs Taylor Gray into the turn, dumps him, and moves along. A lot of people would say it's just racing, but Taylor Gray was not happy and ends up winning the race. At the end of the race, TV spots Taylor Gray marching towards victory lane on front stretch there towards start finish line. Taylor Gray surrounded by officials. They're telling him to calm down, but no, he is wanting to talk to Christian Eckes. He ends up talking to Christian Eckes right there uh, in victory lane and vows revenge on him this week. I don't think he'll do anything, but should be an interesting truck race to see who's going to win this championship. But man, fire was out on Taylor Gray. He wasn't listening anyway. He just wanted to talk. All right, so on Saturday afternoon, the NASCAR Xfinity Series ran the National Debt Relief 250. Parker Retzlaff was on the pole, and Eric Almirola won Stage 1 and Stage 2. And at the end, Eric Almirola holds off Sammy Smith to get the win. And after it was over, Chandler Smith and Cole Custer met in the pits for an argument, which led for some fist throwing as Chandler Smith gave him the old woof. And Cole Custer said it was a soft hit to the face, but pretty much arguing over when they got together on lap 220 when Chandler Smith bumped Cole Custer out of the way. I guess he didn't like it too much, but we'll see what happens. But Cole Custer advances to the championship along with Justin Allgaier already with AJ Allmendinger and Austin Hill in the championship for. All right, on Sunday, the NASCAR Cup Series ran the Xfinity 500. Martin Truex Jr. was on the pole, but quickly the championship drivers went to the front. Chase Elliott, William Byron, and then Chase Elliott wins Stage 1. Now in Stage 2, Brad Keselowski got some laps in this race. Led a good amount of laps. Most laps he's ever led, they said, in the RFK car, which is kind of crazy, but all right. But then followed by Keselowski was the championship drivers Ryan Blaney, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, William Byron, Christopher Bell. All of them were in the top 10 somehow, some way this week. So it was a close. But in the end, the closing laps of the Xfinity 500, Chase Elliott is leading. But we thought Chase Elliott was going to have this. He was going to go to the championship for. But William Byron's car was weakening as he was falling back into the lineup. But Ryan Blaney's car comes alive on a long run, passes Chase Elliott with 14 laps to go, and runs away with it. Now, Ryan Blaney wins the race, but before he wins the race, clearly a good amount of almost 2-second lead. Here's the controversy. William Byron had that last spot in the championship for. He was up by 1 point on Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell is 1 lap down. He had a horrible day. He spun, bad stuff in the pits, and his teammate, Bubba Wallace, was ahead of him on the track. Now, Christopher Bell needed to pass one driver to get 1 point back on William Byron, and that would put him above William Byron. But Christopher Bell was struggling, and Bubba Wallace mentions on the crew chief that his tire's going down and that he's going to need to slow up. Christopher Bell passes him on the last lap and hits the wall and pulls at Ross Chastain almost through the 3 and 4, but just turn 4 and crosses the finish line after riding turns 4. Before that's going on, William Byron's in 6th place. His fellow Chevrolet teammates Austin Dillon and Ross Chastain are behind Byron, not letting Brad Keselowski or fellow Ford driver Joey Logano or Noah Gragson by. Now, chatter on the radio with Bubba Wallace, Ross Chastain, and Austin Dillon's crew chiefs talking together, spotters talking together, letting them know that Byron was up 1 point, don't let anybody pass. He didn't really say that, but he said, "Do you know the deal?" So lots of radio communication back and forth, and ends up at the end, showing Christopher Bell in the playoffs after the race is over. There's back and forth questioning what's going on. NASCAR is reviewing the tapes. He's reviewing the scanners For 37 minutes, we sat there and waited for a decision. And at the end, William Byron gets back in the championship after they give Christopher Bell a safety violation for riding the wall. In NASCAR rule books, it's clear as day, you cannot ride the wall to win a championship. Even though Christopher Bell never really advanced anybody, he had passed Bubba Wallace before he had hit the wall. So, anyways, Christopher Bell out, William Byron in. He joins Ryan Blaney, who won the race, Joey Logano, and Tyler Reddick in the championship 4. Now, this leads us into our NASCAR news. So, after the Martinsville race, NASCAR did some investigations and landed 9 suspensions and over $600,000 in fines and some points as well. Now, Austin Dillon, Bubba Wallace, and Ross Chastain all will have fined 50 driver points and $100,000 each. Now, all 3 crew chiefs for each car and their spotters and their team execs have been suspended 1 race due to the manipulation that NASCAR called it. So, and also the teams and their owners' points have been suspended 50 owner points and each $100,000 as well. So those owner points are expensive as well and mean a lot to the team. So that hurts both of them. Now, some say that this wasn't enough. They should have parked the cars for the weekend. But it is what it is, the last race of the season, so we'll see what happens. Now, Corey Heim, one of the Championship 4, has decided to go back to the number 11 truck next year in NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. He will not be moving into the NASCAR Xfinity Series like a lot of people thought he would. So he will be back in that number 11 next year. So there are your NASCAR news. Stay with us throughout the season. We'll be giving you vlogs and everything you need to do. But what's going on during the off season for NASCAR? All right, so here are my picks for the follows for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series Championship race. Grant Enfinger has been dominating these playoffs, and I don't see him not dominating this race. Grant Enfinger wins this thing. He wins a championship, and he wins the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series Championship here in 2024. My dark horse here for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, I'm going to go Taylor Gray. I'm going to go Taylor Gray. I think he has something to prove after last week, almost winning that race. Taylor Gray is my dark horse here in Phoenix. For the NASCAR Xfinity Series Championship on Saturday, I'm going Cole Custer. That's right, Andy's frozen custard, Cole Custer, dominates and wins. Yes, Allgaier does not get it, and Cole Custer wins and hits a bang as he goes into the Cup Series next year as Haas's driver. Now, my dark horse for the Xfinity race, let's go Sheldon Creed. Let's go Sheldon Creed. Finally gets off the schneid and wins. He's always been a bridesmaid, never a bride. Well, he's finally getting married. Sheldon Creed wins here at Phoenix. All right, for the NASCAR Cup Series, it comes down to this Sunday at the NASCAR the Cup Series Championship. I want Tyler Reddick to win. Yes, I know I'm wearing a Ryan Blaney hat, but I want Tyler Reddick to win this one. For the boss. That's right. Win it for the boss. Right here. Let's do it. Win it for the boss. Let's go. Ryan Blaney. Hat goes off. Denny Hamlin hat is on. Tyler Reddick wins it for himself, and he wins it for 23-11. Denny hoists the championship finally. He gets to hoist a championship in Phoenix. Dreams come true. Now, my dark horse. Let's go, Denny Hamlin. Let's go for the dark horse win. It's a celebration all over. Normally, whoever wins in Phoenix and there's not part of the championship forward, they don't even talk about him. Last year, Ryan Blaney was winning the championship. No one talked about Ross Chastain winning the race. Ross is over there throwing watermelons and no one cared. This year, Ryan Blaney joins Denny Hamlin joins Tyler Reddick in the championship. It's a 23-11 celebration. Everybody's enjoying each other. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go out with a bang. Let's show NASCAR what we got. So, so let's conclude our NASCAR paint scheme. This is it, y'all, for the last one of the year. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a little long, but it's okay. But we had a great time and looking forward to doing these next year as well. We'll start with the Busch Clash and work our way through the season. So remember, no streams this weekend. We're going to be off, but we'll be watching the races, and I hope you get to watch the races as well. Um, I want to thank each and every single one of you that watch these vlogs and waited for them to come out at a certain time every Friday. The ones that liked them and commented on them. And if you found them and you subscribed to our channel because of them, thank you as well. So in the comments below, I want you to tell me who you think's going to win the championship four. Out of the championship four, who is going to win each series? Let me see them in the comments below. So, all right, y'all. We will see you next year. Thank you for everything you did this year, from our streams to our vlogs to everything in the community posts when we posted questions about racing. We thank you for responding and reaching out. And make sure you hit this like button on this video and subscribe to the channel for NASCAR content, because we'll be bringing it to you throughout the rest of the year and into the next season. Thank you again, guys, for everything. And I hope you enjoy the races this weekend. I hope your driver wins. And if not, I hope you just enjoy a great race. Have a good time, and let's go.